Hey guys, welcome back. You better be ready to build some glutes because oh my, do I have a glute workout for you. My glutes were sick of me by the end of this workout, but it's so good, so let's get right into it. So first, I started with 2 sets of glute cable kickbacks. I did 2 sets of 15 reps, and really my main goal with this was to just get each glute a little bit more warmed up because I knew I had heavy thrusts to do after this, so I wanted to choose an exercise that would also work the glutes in that same shortened position. I also chose a supported variation so I wouldn't tax my stabilizers or legs more than I needed to for what my main goal here was with this exercise. So something I noticed is that whenever I've been sitting a lot throughout my week, my glutes take a little bit longer to start feeling what's going on, and I didn't want to have to do a million warm-up sets on thrusts. Also, with thrust warm-up sets, my non-dominant glute takes a little bit longer to join the party, so this just makes it a lot easier to ensure each glute is equally getting warmed up on days when I can already tell my glutes are feeling stubborn. So pre-activation movements are something you can definitely incorporate if you feel it's necessary, but it shouldn't be its own whole separate workout or be overly fatiguing. Usually a solid warm-up and a few warm-up sets of your first exercise is plenty, but if you do opt for something like this, just be sure that it makes sense for what you're trying to do and isn't going to take away from your focus lifts, but rather be something they can benefit from. And now that my glutes are feeling good to go, I got into my heavy barbell hip thrusts for 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps, and I still did 2 warm-up sets prior just to get closer to that working weight. These are full range thrusts, so you're going to bring that barbell fully to the ground each rep. You're typically stronger in a full range thrust because your body is going to recruit more of your lower body to move the weight, and so that's what we are doing here. I'm increasing my weight each set, aiming to stay within that 5 to 8 rep range, and then after these, we will get into a more glute isolated thrust. Now that you're done with the heavy thrusts, you're going to lower the weight and get into B-stance hip thrusts. These are going to be constant tension, so you're only going to go down until your glutes are fully stretched and then come back up. You want to get into position and align the heel of your non-working foot with the top of your planted foot. And so you want 70-ish% of that working load being moved by your working glute and allow the other 30-ish% to be supported by your non-working side. You're going to aim for 8 to 10 reps each side per set, 3 sets total, and increase the weight each set if you can. And sticking with the barbell, you are now going to get into band resisted RDLs. So you want your band to be in line with your hips. Mine was a smidge lower because this is the only place I had to set up this day. My gym was a little bit busy, but just as close to hip height as possible. And the band should be placed at the same point where you would place a barbell in a thrust. So where it is aligning over your hips, you just want it to be in that same region. Choose a challenging band and walk out as much as you can comfortably. Grab your barbell and go. Slowly resist that band as you drive your hips back and then shoot up against that band's resistance. With this variation, your bar will be a bit further out from your body compared to free weight because you are resisting against that band. So I have my band set up like this, but you can also tie your band around a stable pole in your gym and then go inside of the band and walk out. I have that set up in a couple of my other glute workouts, but just do whatever you got to do to make it work. Just make sure that you choose an actually challenging band when doing this, just so that it actually has purpose. Do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps and increase the weight each set if you can. Next up was front foot elevated glute bias pause rep Bulgarian split squats. Wow, that is a long name. You guys know I perform mine braced, but just do whichever way you would like. Now for glute bias, you want to take a bit of a wider step out so that as you sink back and down into that hole, your front shin stays vertical. You will also want to be hinged forward to further stretch the glute as well. So once you are on your plate, which we are using to create our deficit and bring our glutes through a larger range of motion, you will sink back and down simultaneously, get a solid pause at the bottom, and then come back up, mindfully driving up with your glute. You're going to do 7 to 9 reps each side, each set. So I want you using challenging loads here, but also keeping that pause in mind, and then aim to increase that weight each set. I then moved on to a weighted to drop set body weight rounded back extension. My gym only has a GHD, and when I'm really just focusing on my glutes, I prefer this makeshift version. So if your gym has a standard back extension, use that. But if not, here's a great alternative you can do in place of that using the Smith machine. You can also do the same exact thing using a squat rack as well. I did 10 reps and then immediately dropped into 10 body weight reps. I initially had 15 of each planned, but after attempting my first set, I was seriously riding the struggle bus, so I ended up cutting it back, and I think a 10-10 set for 3 sets is more than enough, especially after everything else we just did. So do 10 of each way for 3 sets. And lastly, I ended with side lying bent leg hip abductions, one of my favorite bodyweight abduction movements that is truly challenging to do, especially at the end of your workout. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps each side, and you are done. If you try this workout out, let me know in the comments down below how it went, or over on my Instagram. If you are looking for more structured training like this, you can find my 12 or 8-week workout programs in the description box below. My entire fit is from Gymshark. Total Barbie vibes here. I'm loving all the new colors they've been dropping lately. So cute. You can use my code HunterCP at checkout and save some moolah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.